Hi guys, my name's Luca. I'm 11 years old, and I finally just got my dream car.
Luca, have you seen my lot?
No.
What are you doing?
Well, you didn't want to make a video on your car, so I decided to do it.
So you want to make a video on my car?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. Give me my watch. Hey guys, my name is Joe. I hope you enjoyed that little skit that we just did. We wanted to take a few minutes and show you my brand new vehicle. It's a 2022 Porsche Macan GTS. So as you can see, I went with the chalk exterior. This was really the only option for me. It's a really special color, and it is a special color according to Porsche. So let's walk around the car. I'll show you the exterior and tell you a little bit of the options I went with. So new for the 2022 facelifted model is this big front fascia in satin black. It's longer, it's wider, it's more aggressive than the previous model. It has this active air intake for the radiators, more active air down here in the middle, this beautiful, beautiful Porsche crest. Walking over here, you can see another radiator on this side. These are the LED daytime running lights. The headlights on this car are beautiful. I went with the premium package, so those come with the PDLS Plus in black. One thing I love about this car is how seamless the front end looks. Not sure if you noticed, but there's actually no hood lines. So actually the whole front hood is actually cut out around the headlamps, and the whole front hood raises up. And we'll show you that in a few minutes here. Coming to the side of the vehicle, I went with the standard 21-inch RS Spyder wheels, painted in satin black. They're on Michelin Pilot Sport all seasons. If you can actually look back here, you can see that the active aero actually comes through to cool off the tires past the radiators in the front. As far as brakes, these are the Porsche surface coated brakes. They're standard aluminum brakes, but the surface coating makes them incredibly resistant to brake dust. Massive, massive calipers, 6 pistons painted in red, massive, massive rotors as well in the front. Overall, I just think the wheel and tire setup looks great. Coming further down to the side of the vehicle, the first option I went with was the stems for the side mirrors in gloss black. I think that really draws out the satin black of the wheels, the satin black of the side skirt, and the gloss black of the trim around the pillars. Moving down a little further and getting back to the side skirts, they're in satin black, and as you can see here, there's a gloss black GTS sticker. I think it makes it look great. Coming down back here, you can see the rear wheels, and the calipers are much smaller, single piston, still surface coated. The brakes are pretty soft, but that's typical for a Porsche, and they really are great. Now we'll come to the rear of the vehicle. We'll let Luca show you the rear. For me, the rear of the vehicle, it doesn't really come out well on the photos or the videos, but this is really the money shot for the car. It just looks so special. Starting up at the top, we have this rear spoiler in gloss black. It just looks absolutely great, absolutely mega. Coming down a little lower, we have, as standard on the GTS, is the exclusive design taillights, so they're completely clear. We have the Porsche logo in satin black, and also the Macan GTS logo in satin black. Down lower for the rear diffuser, it's all satin black. I love this texturing, and along with the premium package for the GTS, you get the quad-tipped exhaust in black stainless steel. And it is an active exhaust system, so Luca, if you want to go down and show them, in the left tailpipe is the active shutter that I can control from the helm of the vehicle. We'll come down on this side. It looks much of the same. One thing that I will mention is that I did one modification so far to this vehicle, and it is I replaced these reflectors. They come in amber, and I replace them with the clear to match the back of the vehicle and those exclusive design taillights. I'll take the camera over and I'll show you. Also comes with the premium package is the dual pane panoramic sunroof. It looks great. So that is the exterior of the vehicle. Those are all of the options, so not many on the exterior. I did quite a bit on the interior. So now I'll pop the hood for you guys and show you what the engine bay looks like. There it is, and that's what I was mentioning about the cutouts for the headlights. Twin locking system, and there it is, the 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 GTS motor. Puts out 434 horsepower, 405 foot-pounds of torque, and about 20 psi of boost from those two twin turbos. You can kind of see them. I don't know if we're going to be able to get down in there. You can kind of see the turbos. There's another big air intake for the turbos. So not much else really to say about the hood, other than it looks great. I'll close it up and I'll show you guys the interior. Alright, so here's the interior of the Macan GTS. I went with the extended leather package in black with the deviated stitching in chalk to match the exterior. As you can see, the seat belts also come in chalk. I also went with the 18-way seats, so there's plenty of modifications you can make to the seats. Here's where you can really see some of the extended leather, and this car is just covered in it. So there's leather here, this whole door sill is leather, the beautiful black aluminum trim, more leather with a deviated stitch up here. Part of the premium package, you get the Bose upgraded sound system. We have the beautiful black aluminum Macan GTS sidekick. And I'll hop in and I'll show you guys the rest. Okay. So here's the steering wheel. Beautiful, beautiful black leather. You got the Porsche crest here. You got these beautiful, beautiful rustic looking and sporty looking gaps here. And then looking at the center cluster, as is traditional with Porsche, you have the RPMs actually in the center because, as you know, when you're driving fast and driving spirited, you care more about where your RPMs are than your speed. So there you go. On the left, you have the speed in miles per hour. The miles on the car, we're about pushing 500. On the right-hand side, you can see that that is a digital cluster. And once we get the car started, I will show you all of that. To start the car, as many of you know, on the Porsches, it's actually on the left-hand side. So what Porsche did with this vehicle was there's no push to start. So this is a fixed fob that is non-removable. So that's pretty much how you start the car. I'll fire up the auxiliary so we can see the screens and get some AC because it is a hot one out here today. So now you can see the digital gauge cluster. You have the fuel consumption and the tank level up at the top. It shows you the last trip that you've been on. This is your tire pressure monitoring. This is the torque split. So when you look at this, you can actually see, so this car is all-wheel drive, but it does have a torque split, so it can divert much of the power to the back as it usually does, especially the way I drive. We have the Sport Chrono, so that's another package I had to go for. That's how you get the launch control. To be honest with you, I was kind of torn. I didn't really think I would like the Sport Chrono up there. I think I would have liked a more seamless and flat look, but the second I laid eyes on the Sport Chrono, I knew that it was the right choice. And plus, I got the launch control out of it, so that's another big one. So the Sport Chrono, the way you activate it is you press this button right here. And you can see now the Sport Chrono is timing. And you can also see it up here on the digital display. So then I'm going to hit that same button, I'm going to stop it. And then when I go to reset it, watch what happens to the Sport Chrono. It resets, and then watch the little sub-dial. It'll go back to the analog time. Just thought that was a pretty cool little quirk. So we'll go back here. Now this is where I leave the digital display on most of the time as I'm driving. So this is all completely modifiable, but these are the options that kind of come standard. So that top one, it shows actively how many pounds of boost the turbos are putting out. So it's fun to see that get up to 17, 18, 19 when you're driving spiritedly. The rest of that stuff is kind of self-explanatory. The water temperature, oil pressure, oil temperature. Audio. So this just shows you the radio station that you're on. It's playing Post Malone and Doja Cat right now. It shows when you have your phone connected. I don't have mine connected right now because I'm filming with it. And it also shows the navigation map, which I think is a nice touch. You can also see that this car does come equipped with the lane keep assist. All it does is really just beep when you're going over the lines. It doesn't actually steer you back into the lane. Now I'll try to find a way to show you the drive modes. So there's the Sport Chrono. We're in normal mode right now. Clicking it once over puts it into Sport mode. Then twice Sport Plus. And third is individual. So in individual mode right now, for me, I have it in Sport Chassis, regular chassis, Sport Transmission, which this transmission is a PDK. Not sure if I mentioned that yet. So pretty legendary transmission by Porsche. And I also have the exhaust valves open, which I will show you in a little bit. Something else that's cool about this Sport Chrono is that this center button, when you press it, it's actually called the Sport Response button. So for example, say I'm driving on the highway in normal mode and I need extra power to overtake someone as I'm merging on, I would press this button and it gives me 20 seconds of absolute full power for the vehicle. So it'll just kick down and she'll just go. It's really something special. The rest of the stuff on the steering wheel is kind of self-explanatory. Calling, the scroll wheels, the voice commands. We have these beautiful, beautiful paddles. They feel amazing. Honestly, if I'm being honest, the steering wheel is probably my favorite part of the vehicle. It's just so luxurious and sporty at the same time. Now we'll move over to the gear selector and these icons. So this is actually an upgrade over the 2021 model. These all used to be manual switches. Now they're sort of haptic feedback buttons. So as you can see right now, I have the exhaust valves open, although the vehicle isn't started. Here's traction control. This button is actually low mode. So as I mentioned, this has PASM, the active air suspension management. So we can actually drop this vehicle 10 millimeters to ride in a lower mode for more sporty feel and faster acceleration. I can turn that off and that'll actually raise up the vehicle to a normal ride height for maybe more comfort and fuel economy. This is how we change the chassis and the ride. So this is a normal mode, this is Sport, which stiffens it up a little bit, and this is Sport Plus, which makes it really, really stiff. Okay, what else do we have? This car, being that it is the premium package, comes with full ventilated seats and heated seats for both the driver and the passenger, and heated seats in the rear. I really like this switching, and it does attract fingerprints quite a bit. But other than that, it's pretty nice and easy to use and looks pretty seamless compared to the 2021 model. You have pretty much all the same controls on the other side for the passenger. This off-road button will actually lift the vehicle up to its highest ride height and put on the stiffest suspension for off-roading. We have the downhill assist, we have the lane keep assist, and then we have the whatever you want to call that button, but that always stays off for me because I can't stand it. We have a regular gear shifter here. Looks great. It's in leather. Really not much more to say about that. Here's the screen. I think it's like a 5.3 inch screen or something like that. I don't really mess around with it too much. This car does come with wireless Apple CarPlay, so I pretty much use that most of the time. Right now it's on the radio. You can see we have the navigation, media, phone, nobody cares about. Car, honestly, I was pretty shocked. I thought you'd be able to modify things a bit more than you actually can from here, but believe it or not, most of the modifications are actually done on the digital gauge cluster. Apps, that's probably the first time I've ever pressed that button. Sound, device, settings. You have some redundant switching here for the volume and the tune. The AC is great. You can see the cup holders. Here's the passenger seat. You can really see again all that extended leather. It looks great. It actually has 3 memory settings for the passenger, which I thought was a nice touch. More extended leather down there by the glove box. The whole dashboard is extended leather. It just looks really, really plush and really great. The rear view mirror, and I'll try to show you guys some of these buttons. On the right, we have the garage door openers and different lighting. That's pretty much it. We have the slide for the panoramic moonroof, so that'll just close the shade, and then we have the open and close for the actual moonroof. I think that's all I wanted to show on the inside. I'll show you guys the back seats. They're pretty tight back there, especially with me driving. I'm like 6'1", so there's not much room. You can actually slide the center console back and forth to give you more armrest, and then there's a rather small center console in there. I'll show you guys the back seats quickly. I have the comfort entry on, so my seat is all the way back to the max. You can see there's barely any leg room. Maybe Luca wants to hop in and show you guys what he looks like back there. Luca's about like 5'2"? 5'1", 5'2". So he has a little bit of leg room, not much, and obviously when I'm driving, my seat is up more. It's got some nice room. Anything else fun back here? I've probably never been back here, so.
Just the temperature and
Just
stuff.
temperature, 3rd climate zone, chalk seat belts, some cup holders in that armrest. One thing I forgot to show you guys on the interior was the GTS embossed in the headrests. It's a nice touch. This car actually came with, the dealership gave me the Porsche all-weather mats, so I'm really happy about that. Here in New York in the winter, it can get pretty hairy. So as you guys know, there's been supply chain issues everywhere around the country, and Porsche is no exception. So actually this car has a manual steering wheel adjustment. So their explanation was that they didn't have the chips for it, so that's one thing that they wanted to sacrifice to be able to build these cars. Go around to the trunk, I'll show you guys how to open it. A lot of people, when they see this car, they don't really know how they open it. Some people have tried to put their foot underneath it and try to kick it up. That doesn't work. There's nothing in here in the logos that open it up. It's actually on the rear windshield wiper. So the button is right here. Press it, it'll open up. So you can see I got the big all-weather lining here. This is a little parcel cover. You can fold down all the seats, as you can do with many vehicles. And then actually, if you look over here, so say you're loading in some heavy cargo, you can actually drop the suspension down in the rear to make it easier to lift things up into here. Thought that's pretty cool too. We can close it up here. I think I covered all of the options that I had. I also got the surround view, which actually I'll hop back in and I'll show you guys. So basically the surround view is just a panoramic view from the top of the vehicle. You can adjust them pretty well. So here's the camera. To be honest, the quality isn't that great, but it gets the job done. And then here, if you tap this button, you can get the top view, you can get the front view, the rear, the side, a panoramic view of the front, panoramic view of the back, and the top side view. One more thing I forgot to mention to round out the options and the window sticker. This steering wheel was an optional extra. This is the heated Sport GT steering wheel, I believe. It's a little bit smaller of a profile as compared to the standard wheel, but I think it really just finishes out the look. So now what I think we're going to do is I'm going to show you the exhaust. I'm going to start it up first in normal mode with the valves closed, and then we'll run through all of the modes and we'll open up the valves and let you guys really hear it.
Want to show you guys is the ride suspension because it's pretty cool.
Alright guys, that's my 2022 Macan GTS. There really aren't a lot of videos on this car out there on the internet or on YouTube, so let me know if there's anything else you guys want to see. I'd be happy to do anything you want with it. So thanks again for watching and I hope you enjoyed.